Are you ready for your punishment, slave?
I sometimes scream out, no. When really I mean, yes, yes! And this is why we have the safe word. Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop. She's not a Christian!
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
Hey, this is Jason Rouse, and welcome to the Safe Word Podcast here in Long Beach, California. A couple of announcements before we get started. July 30th, come and check me out. That's kind of appropriate. I'm doing the Canada Day show at the Comedy Store. What's the big room called? The main room. That's the one in the back that holds 400 people?
That's correct.
Does it hold 400?
If the fire marshal thing, it says 350. You could potentially fit 400 people in there, though.
So the club's going to be fucking packed. It's an annual show. How many years? For the last 4 years? You did one.
I did two of them. I did one. I did the first one. I did the second one, and I had a good set. And then I did the third one, and I had a bad set.
Yeah, it's. I think the last show was kind of floundery, but yeah. So that's coming up. Also, Ontario dates with Yuck Yucks. I'll be posting those on the website soon enough. Toronto, Mississauga, Ajax, Vaughan, Niagara Falls. Maybe some. That I'm what?
Niagara Falls.
If I can say Niagara Falls?
Yeah.
I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Oh, okay.
So, but thanks for listening to the show, and all over the world, I noticed on the SoundCloud, there's people in strange places listening to this, and I appreciate that. But my guest today, Abby Roberge.
Pop Roberge.
Roberge is my guest today on the show.
What's up?
Can you close your window?
Absolutely.
People at home are going.
So for the listeners, I'm driving on the highway right now. I'm 25 years old, and I just learned how to drive.
Yeah,
so,
25, just learned how to drive, but I'm 44
and
never learned how to drive. How is it? And you can never go back.
I mean, I maybe could probably go back. I don't know.
What were you doing before? Rollerblades?
Just Ubering around. It's weird in LA. It sucks if you don't have a car, but if you're the only one that doesn't own a car, it's not that bad because you can just divide your carpool by 100 different people. You know?
Yeah, that is the thing, though. Everyone here does have a vehicle.
Like,
so.
I feel like 80% of the time I've gone places, I haven't needed my car. Even the show tonight, like, I could have gotten a ride.
Fandangled ride?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a very... cars are God out here for people. Like
they are, though.
They look at... I've seen people, like, stink eye me because I'm on the sidewalk.
Yeah. I feel like I walk... But the thing is, even though I have a car, I still walk to the Comedy Store, and I still do that because it's like a 10-minute walk, right?
It's great. The weather's great.
And there's that one mile on Sunset. I walk it so many times. Sometimes I feel like I wonder if like people like recognize me. Like, you know how like there's that every city's got that one homeless guy that just walks up and down the specific street.
Sunset
like,
does have the characters.
Like that? Like, am I one of those people that just walk up and down Sunset?
Probably just some business owners locally would probably go, "There's that kid again."
Yeah, but I'm not like the crazy homeless guy. Like in Parksville on the island, there's this guy. His name's Flying Phil. He walks up and down the street and with his arms like out, like he's got these big invisible lats. And he's been walking up and down the street for 20 years, and everyone knows who he is. And I'm like, I hope I'm not like a caricature of the Sunset Strip.
What's the deal with that chick that walks by the Pink Taco, the stripper model girl that has her
like,
headphones?
I'm like, I have to drive because if I don't start driving, I'll eventually become one of those people. You know?
I'm one of those people.
There's a girl. No, I mean, it's never been confirmed what her gender is. I don't know if she's transgender or she's just a lady.
Fuckable is what I'm going with.
So she stands on the corner of
Huge
Sunset and
jugs.
Roxbury, right by the Den in Pink Taco. And every time there's a red light, she runs out into the crosswalk and
Dancing.
dances with like a 1980s Walkman.
Yeah, she's
And,
a 80s. She used to suck off Motley Crue and Warrant.
Really?
That's the story I'm going with.
The story, I asked her one time why she dances because she started coming into the Den and to get water and stuff. And she said her husband died.
Oh.
So because of that, she dances, I
He
guess?
was murdered in that girls strip club.
Oh, wait, 1 second. In 0.3 miles, take exit. Sorry, gotta take this exit.
So you moved from Vancouver Island to New York City?
I moved from Vancouver Island to New York City. And maybe after doing comedy 4 to 6 times, I think, because I'm a dual citizen, and I can do that.
And then you come to Los
And I
Angeles.
spent a year out there, and then I ended up coming to L.A. And keep right. Yeah, so I moved out here, dude, and it's been nothing but great things. You know, there's no phonies out here. There's nothing like that, dude.
It's everything that you've ever wanted.
What's that? Oh, it's it's
Can you mute the GPS? People at home are going, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know how. Oh, maybe. Yeah.
You just switch the thing.
I can just hit the down button, right?
Yeah. I'll buy it. Or we'll get in a head-on with a cement truck.
Well, once I once I hit the 101, I'll turn off.
Yeah. We, where did we met? Was it at the Den? Were you working at the Den?
Met.
Maybe at the
at-
Comedy Store patio.
No, I think we actually met at the Comedy Store. You were doing Sam Tripoli's Naughty Show.
Oh, that's right.
And I think that's where I first met you. And then I met you maybe 5 or 6 more times before we actually were on a name basis.
Yeah.
I mean, not to. It's just because every time was so far apart, you know.
Yeah. You know, and you know, probably working at the store, how many people come and go.
Oh, thousands.
Yeah, literally.
Thousands, yeah.
They show up and they're all full of fucking hope.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
So you must have you guys, because there's so much of that going on, you must have some sort of breakdown or something. Like, what's the first stages?
First stages of what?
Like the apocalypse. Like, okay, kid, small town, moves here with his money.
Yeah.
Shows up.
I didn't really move here with any money.
He was a big star in his hometown.
Uh-huh.
And now he shows up in LA to do comedy. What is the first signs when you see them cracking under pressure? Because it's all a lot of excitement.
That's actually,
Because there's stages of it, I'm sure.
Yeah, you start to see they start getting a little desperate on Facebook, like, hey, watch me do this and watch me do this, and trying to get on shows, and they start drinking more and stuff like that. That's always a sign, and I don't know, man.
Have you ever seen anyone cry at the Comedy Store?
Oh yeah, I've seen people. I've seen a handful of people have breakdowns, like why aren't I funny? Why can't I figure this stuff out? You know?
A lot of disappointment.
Yeah, I mean, I've freaked out at myself for a few times, for bombing and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff either breaks you or just makes you better. You know.
Totally.
There's been times I've gotten off stage and I never cried or anything, but I said to myself, I'm like, this feeling I'm feeling right now, I never want to feel this feeling ever again.
Yeah.
And then I don't really do anything to prevent that. Right harder. I'm just I just hope I don't feel this feeling ever again.
You just block, compartmentalize it, and just push it down and wait for the next box of shit.
Yeah, I just I just let it sink in and I let my mind just settle on that and think about what I did wrong and then I adjust. I don't know, man. I've been talented since day one, so it's all good to me, you know.
And you've been working at the store for a number
Working
of
at the
years
store
now.
for 3.5 years now,
Fuck.
actually. I'm one of the more senior employees there.
I remember when you went. I think it was with you the day you went to go for your job interview there.
They don't really do interviews there. They
Vouch
just
for
hire
you?
They just You move up the open mic list. You move up the rank in the open mic until eventually they just offer you a job.
And what is that for people who don't know what? Because is that the potluck?
Yeah, so there's potlucks every Monday night at 6:00. Everyone meets up on the Comedy Store patio. There's maybe 70, anywhere from 70 to, when I was doing it, it was like 45 to 60 comics. Now, I don't know, man. There's like 120 comedians.
And
that
it's
sign up.
a lottery.
And it's a quote unquote lottery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say no.
All over the world. I think I've gone to a couple.
Actually, now they switch it, so it's like a total lottery. And 16 people get up on that list to do 3 minutes in front of a room.
Out of 100.
And in front of a room that sometimes has no audience members, sometimes has 2, sometimes has. Lately, there's been actual audience members. And then you just try. When I was doing it, when I was doing the mic, you're trying to impress Tommy and the people there to get in on the scene and then you just keep doing that, and you just have to be consistent. It's not like you have one good set. One thing a lot of people realize, there's this antiquated idea about in the show business and stuff like that, where you do one thing, you have this one set, and you have this one thing.
You're a star, kid.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing like that. You have to have 25,000 good sets and good auditions and stuff to make shit happen.
Oh, yeah, it's accumulative.
Yeah, and then eventually the goal is, I don't know, to create some hype, have some people talking about you, have it spread.
You were saying earlier to create a buzz amongst your peers.
Yeah, I think that's what helps. You create a buzz.
Good news. People want to work with good people and do cool shit.
And it's a cool thing, and it's like there's millions of people come and go, so you just sort of have to be around. You have to be accepted. You got to get that nod from people.
It's a long, grueling process at the store.
Yeah.
It's quite a place, though, you know.
It's a special place, so it's like you can't just let any fucking idiot in. And there's just sort of a natural filtration system to just...
Well, totally.
And the reason why that is, the reason why it has to be there is because there's nothing stopping people from going. Any insane lunatic can come and can show up there anytime they want.
There's only been ID checks since that guy got shot.
Yeah, there's nobody saying, so anybody can just walk up there. You can be the worst comedian in your hometown.
Worst person.
And you can show up to the Comedy Store, and then all of a sudden you can be a guy who hangs out there 7 nights a week. And so, naturally, if you don't fit in there, you'll sort of you just won't last.
Yeah.
You're just not going to have a good time because people aren't going to want you around.
Yeah.
And that's how people come and go. It's not like an ID or a sign-up sheet. It's just like you're either accepted
your character
or you're not.
Carries a lot of weight. So don't be a cunt.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be a cunt. Don't be a fucking insane lunatic drug addict.
Well, you also work with a collected group of characters down there too. Is Horman still there?
He's still there, yeah.
Who's the Asian fellow?
Feng Chao.
Yeah,
he's the new star door guy, man.
He's killing it, huh?
He's crushing it, dude. He's completely lost his mind. He's completely out of his mind. He posts these statuses every day about how he hates all the open micer Palmers, and he just goes on stage and yells. But he's a very funny person, and he's fearless, and
I
people
love
like
that.
him.
Yeah, I dig it. Is Manis still there?
Manis is not working door there, but he's doing the podcast studio and stuff like that.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, that's a good crew. I like the people I work with there now. It's actually become a good clique. It wasn't so much when I started, but now it's actually
the vibe.
They're hiring funnier people. I mean, the stores right now is the by far the #1 club in the world. I mean, every Friday, Saturday, all 3 rooms sell out twice. You got over 1,000 people.
Isn't that wild?
Friday,
it wasn't like that. It's a different regime.
It's not including all the people hanging out, drinking at the patio bar. And
Yeah.
It's a big adult jungle gym, It's got 3 different bars, 2 bars, a service bar, 3 different showrooms, different places to hang. It's cool.
Where's one of the worst places for you to perform?
Anywhere
other than the store? Actually, we had a great show tonight. We should talk a little bit about that.
That wasn't a bad show.
It wasn't a bad show.
It's Harvell's. It's kind of exactly. I mean, I went in there expecting exactly that, and I got exactly that. I could have done better. I could have got my head on a little straight because I just wasn't able. I couldn't get any momentum going. You get a big
Yes.
laugh, and then I
I
lulled.
force-fed them the whole time.
Yeah, and instead of forcing, I just paused and just waited and shit. And it's so slow, and they're, it's a largely like it's a Hispanic crowd, and so they want, and it's a more of a working class crowd. And they want a comedian they want someone that can deliver that a little bit, too.
Yeah.
They want some guy that's gonna go up there and fucking talk shit about his wife and shit like that. And,
So I should have told that guy to go fuck himself
yeah, I mean,
because he was happy.
I don't think they're gonna.
Piece of shit.
I think they'd rather listen to someone talk about their wife instead of me going out there and talking about a fucking juice cleanse like some Hollywood fucking douchebag. My shit, like, really, like, I don't know. It's weird. I on the road they don't respect. Like when I go to Canada, I have to change the way I perform a little bit. Like, at least on the island. Like, they just don't respect any subtlety. They don't respect any, like, nuances in a joke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's some jokes that aren't, like they're...
They've been reading internet jokes all day.
Yeah, their mind's set up for, like, a certain
Memes.
rhythm. And it's, like, it's weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a condescending stuff. Or maybe I'm just not as good as I think. But the comedy I like to do just doesn't do as good there. I perform best at the Comedy Store. I like the Original Room. I like the Belly Room. The Belly Room might be my favorite room in the world to perform.
Yeah.
The Laugh Factory when it's full, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's electric.
It's like Hollywood, man.
Yeah, it's a wild place, man. It's a wild
the
place.
clubs in Vancouver are really fun though. I've never had a bad time.
That's where I started. It's
that's
my
right. Started with Seth Rogen, didn't you?
I did June 25th, 1996.
Holy shit.
20 years. Probably, I would say 15, maybe 20 countries.
Damn, dude. Yeah, for the listeners that are listening, Jason's made it like 3 times in 3 different countries, pretty much.
Now I'm staying at a friend's place.
Yeah, man, but it comes and goes.
Totally.
Waves,
I know the highs and lows, and sometimes on paper, the real peaks. So I've never, in some cases, been super happy. I love the grind.
Yeah. Hey, here's what I think. I do like. I don't know. I talk to people a lot about different things and stuff like that, and then I express my opinions on life, and then people will often tell me, they'll say, like, hey, but if you do that, you won't be happy. Like, I don't think that's good. You'll burn out. And I'm like, I don't really care, though. Like, I'm not in the business of being happy. Like, that's not a thing I care about. I care about being successful. That's what makes me happy.
Yes.
I like creating things and working on my art. Even the unhappiness of that, when I'm in it, that makes me happy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, the struggle is the vitality behind it.
Yeah, it's like not working a job makes me happy.
The frustration is because you have no blueprint. There's no thing to follow. You have to kind of manifest this thing yourself.
Yeah. And you have to be self-obsessed.
Yeah.
And that's like...
A lot of people don't know how to wrap their head around that.
It's a tough thing, too. It's exhausting to be so self-obsessed.
How many girlfriends have you lost to comedy?
I mean, all of them. I'm single, so 100% of them.
Yeah, it's fucked.
It's true. It was like, I remember I was 20 and I was dating this girl, and she was like really attractive, and like when we started dating, it was fine, and like I was fucking poor, I'm working at the Comedy Store. I'm not making any money. This is when the Comedy Store was
Can't
slow
afford a
as fuck.
girlfriend.
And it's just like, I get it because it's like, do you know how hard it is to find a girlfriend who actually believes in you?
Yeah.
It's like it's hard enough to believe in yourself. Why would you? I don't expect someone to to believe in me, but it's like. And they don't understand. They don't understand. They're like I just got a car right now, and every girl I've ever dated, they're like, oh, why don't you drive? Like, girls get so mad at you because you live in LA and you don't get a car.
Because
and
I'm ashamed of you.
I'm like, well, maybe because I don't want a financial burden, because if I got a car, then that means I have to work more, and after work more, that means I can't get on stage, and then I can't do comedy. And then in the long run, I'm actually losing money by working more. But I bartend right now, and it's a high paying job. But every time I clock in, it pays a shitload of money. Every time I clock in, I feel like I'm losing
that comes
money.
To that place though.
Yeah, but it's pussy's whatever. I'm like I don't care. Like dude, the pussy when I make it was what I care about.
You want high-grade beaver.
Yeah, I want the best.
You don't want street pig.
I want to experience things in life that not many people have experienced, you know?
Like 3 fat chicks at the same time.
This is like my honest, real ego coming through and talking. But like, I don't know, I'm sober, right? And I got in an argument with this guy, and he's like, this is fucking, oh God, this guy was such a fucking dipshit, fucking fuckboy. He was like, man, you can't be sober if you're a comedian. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, I'm a writer. He kept saying, well, I'm a writer. And as a writer, and he kept repeating that over and over.
Yeah.
As a writer, you have to experience things in life. You have to experience things like, I'm like Hemingway. And it's like, no, the drinking wasn't what made these great artists great. It was because they were the type of person that had to drink just to navigate life because they had such high functioning minds.
Coping.
It wasn't, the drinking was how they coped with it. The drinking isn't what made them great. And I'm not that high functioning, so I can't be drinking.
Yeah.
You know? But the point
You've been sober for a couple of years?
Yeah, almost 2 years now. But the point I was trying to make is the reason why the reason why, and so my idea of experiencing things in life is not doing certain things, so I'm able to, I don't know, fucking
be present for the good stuff.
Get present, be present for the good stuff, and achieve a level of success and be able to experience things as a fucking rich, fucking famous
Jedi
person, as a fucking Jedi that's on top of the world. And it's like any fucking idiot can get drunk, but nobody can experience being on top of the world.
Totally. That's what I mean. I've been out at some parties and stuff, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, these are nobody I want to party with.
No.
I want to be with Paris Hilton.
Exactly. You can copy and paste these parties. There's 10,000 of them happening right now all over the country. There's nothing special about anything they're doing. And even if I make it to the top, there's nothing special about that. But to me, it is. It's all about I don't know, overcoming mental block. I don't know, dude.
Totally.
I don't know anything.
Well, it's a lot of self-reflection.
How do you
use heroin?
What's that?
Nothing.
A lot of people think I do because I'm so fucking shredded.
How do I?
So you've been doing comedy for 20 years. How haven't you shot 20 comedians in the head? That's a real question. Because I hate people right now. I can't, every time I go on Facebook and I look at these status as
I block
comedians,
people. I take them out. Because
there's a level of spirituality that you have that I don't think people know about.
About me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty, I've been around a lot of different animals. So I think I'm a little well-rounded psychologically and aware of myself enough to know where the sour spots are and have a sensitivity to fuckheads.
Okay. So you understand them?
Yeah, I can't stand them and I avoid them at all costs. But in L.A.,
well, you're not going to let them bring you down.
No, not even that. I always fantasize about driving a machete through their shoulder. Don't get me wrong. I'm bad phone call.
You've been doing it for 20 years. How haven't you?
Well, I try and channel let's look at how aggressive my show. Off stage, me and you were talking about chamomile tea. Chamomile? Camel knuckle tea. And then, which we weren't. But, and then on stage, it becomes explosive because it's a lot of pent-up rage.
Okay, yeah.
It's me curving my serial killer tendencies by having the ability to, when I'm telling people from the stage that I'm going to kill them or maim them, I'm there. I'm playing with their guts in front of their kids.
You also get out of LA a lot, so that helps too, right?
I try to, yeah. I split. I do 6 months in the United States, and then another 6 months I'll be in other places in Canada and Europe and stuff. But I find that is helpful. I try to be here 6 months consistently, and it was exhausting on a lot of levels, and that was I wanted to fucking knock people out consistently. Break a fucking chair over you. What the fuck are you talking about? You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and just like, my goal is to make enough bail money to fly in all my psycho friends and just give them whiskey. I'll just spread a rumor to clean house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to answer your question, yeah, I want to kill people all the time. I
Okay.
mean,
But you function though.
I can't. I don't want to go to jail. Because that's what happens. You punch somebody out in L.A., they call the cops.
Yeah.
It's rude.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen in Nanaimo, would it?
No, and if you punch someone in L.A., they sue you.
Yeah.
In Nanaimo,
You got punched in the face.
you just get punched.
I was in Nanaimo.
Yeah, Nanaimo. It's something, I tell you.
Well, Victoria is the most populated place on the island. Now, when we say island, it's huge.
It's huge. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize when you talk about Vancouver Island that it's like the size of like New Jersey or some shit. It's like 12. It's a 12-hour drive, like an 8-hour drive from top to bottom, and a 4-hour drive across. Like it's the size of a state.
Yeah.
It's like multiple cities on it.
What did you do? You spent most of your youth in Victoria?
I split. My youth was like 50-50, Burnaby and then Nanaimo.
Burnaby. I liked it. I lived in Vancouver from 93 to 96. And
Not a big fan of Vancouver.
coming from Hamilton, though.
Oh, okay. I
In
guess that makes
93, I was
sense,
like
yeah. I
exiled
bet, yeah.
myself. And yeah, but they're so fucking. You know, the cops came to my show in Vancouver.
That's dope.
Some girl called the cops because she was being a cunt during the show. She wouldn't shut up. So I berated her, and then the police called my room to ask me to come down. I hung up on them because I thought it was somebody fucking with me.
Yeah.
Cop called a second time, hung up, and then the third time, it was the manager of the hotel, and said that this is not a joke. So I grabbed my jacket, my shoes, and I come downstairs, and there's a young gentleman dressed as a cop, and started asking me questions, and I explained to him that the entire show was on videotape. He's welcome to watch any of it, and explained to me that he told me one of my, we'll call it a joke from my act, saying that, did you tell that you were going to fuck her with a knife to her throat? So it reminded her of her father. And I said yes, but it was hilarious.
He's like, yes, but that's a go-to line.
You had to be there. I was trying to bail myself out of a hole.
So you just don't get stand-up comedy.
Yeah. I'm a goddamn poet.
Yeah.
You've had people accost you after the show, angry with something you say, because you're not like excessively dirty, but you play in it.
Yeah, I have people accosted me. I had somebody in Nanaimo write a Craigslist article about how unfunny I was, and that genuinely hurt my feelings.
In your hometown?
Someone in my hometown wrote a Craigslist article.
How many paragraphs?
It's like 3, dude.
Whoa.
It was just he's not funny. His jokes suck.
Yeah.
He has, like.
I crushed pussy in Hollywood, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
You're gonna run into that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, that was like my first experience with like any hater shit. And I'm not successful enough to have more haters. I wish I had more.
I know. I've only had maybe 3 or 4 direct emails in the context of fuck you.
Yeah. Oh, people have actually come up to me after a show, and they've been offended by certain jokes, and they've complained to me, and I go, "What the fuck's what? What are we talking? What are you like that Kyle the maid joke I do, right? It's like it basically what I'm saying is like when I say like how did you fuck up white privilege that badly? And I say, like, I'm not saying white privilege is a good thing. I'm just saying it's real. All I'm saying is white privilege is a real thing. It's like the exact opposite of a racist joke. It's like, anything is racist towards white people, it's like not racist at all. And every black person that's ever listened to the joke loves the joke and thinks it's hilarious.
Well, all I heard was white privilege.
Come up to me. I've had white people come up and they shut down when they hear the joke, and I've had them come up to me and say that joke is really racist, and I'm like it was not racist. You just don't understand anything I just said.
Yeah, and then go, can I have my keys to my car?
Exactly.
Assholes.
Yeah.
White chicks are ruining comedy.
Yeah.
They show up and they cry.
It's true. You know what they say? Women aren't funny. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't want to get hate from that. I just
No, Abby said women aren't funny. Get them, bitches.
I just wanted to be
You miserable cunts.
I just wanted to be controversial on your podcast.
You live on the edge.
I do live on the edge, but not that far. I dipped my toe in the water of controversy, and I immediately dipped out because that was far too cold for me.
How many, like, drunk old pigs try and fuck you after the show?
Hey,
you're going to come home and
I get more
cut
girls.
my toenails?
I get more girls trying to sleep with me actually as a bartender than I do as stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
Like when I bartend, it's like
Well, they think you're
every
cocktail.
Yeah, they gave phone numbers all night, and it's nonstop. Like I'll leave a shift sometime with 8 phone numbers, and
Just in town for the night. Hope to empty your balls, Susan.
yeah, basically. Yeah, comedy's not as glamorous as people think it is.
No.
But there's weird-looking dudes who
Yeah,
get
it
laid
sounded
from
pretty.
stand-up.
It's a lot of nerds. A lot of nerds.
Yeah.
Ew.
What's up?
We're driving back from Long Beach still. Are we pulling into Hollywood now?
We actually passed Hollywood, so remember when we passed the Getty there?
Yeah.
That was Sunset. So this is like right next to your right is like Bel Air area. So we're kind of going over the hill, but.
Okay. Are we coming from the north side?
We're coming from the south over.
I'm completely wrong.
We kind of just bypassed Hollywood.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's the way you got to do it.
You live like right in the middle of it.
Dude, I live right in the middle. I think I need to move farther. Like Stephen Randolph, who was on the show tonight, he explained it to me in a really good way. He said he lives in Sherman Oaks because at night, at the end of the night, he likes to drive over the hill and kind of give himself
Reflect.
a little buffer zone from all the crazy desperate energy.
Yes.
Because desperate energy is contagious. I've had that. I'm guilty of having that all the time. Really, like when I'm around someone who can actually help my career, I get uncomfortable. And I don't want to be around them, and I almost start self-sabotaging because
I'm guilty of that.
because I'm so afraid of coming off as a needy person that I do the exact opposite.
Yes.
Like with management and stuff like that.
I've done it. That's why I quit drinking. Because you add that and alcohol,
Yeah.
and it can be a fucking shit show.
Yeah. And of course, I mean, it's hard not to be because it's just like, yeah, I want to make a living. I want to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to fight the good fight.
But yeah, you have to have integrity.
What are some of your favorite shows to watch at the store?
Favorite shows to watch at the store?
Ding Dong Show. Are you over that or?
I'm over it. I've seen it so many times. I'm almost over all the shows. Do you know what my favorite show to watch at the store is? Just like the original Room, like packed. Prime time. I just like
star lineup.
I just like watching, the great people. I just like watching Sebastian, and then I like watching Neil Brennan. I like watching Santino and D'Elia and like all those people. You know, Brent Morin. Like I like watching like that portion of life. Just like people who are just fucking killers, and Fahim and people like that who just have fun on stage. I just like watch. I study and I learn from it. I'm like, it raises the bar for me a little bit.
Totally.
You know?
You've got an Ivy League education coming out of that place.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like my favorite thing, and I genuinely laugh at a lot of stuff like that. And then I like watching David Taylor like abuse people, like abuse the audience around like 1 p.m., 1 a.m.
Who's the guy? He does a lot of crowd work. Rick Ingram.
Rick Ingram's one of the best.
Yeah, he's got that room sewn up.
Yeah, I did a weekend with him in La Jolla.
Oh, great.
And he was one of the few headliners. Like I watched him do his hour all 4 times.
Okay.
Because it's just like, I don't know, it's very alive and in the moment. And he does crowd work, and it's different. Like every hour is gonna be totally different.
Yeah. He's very polished. He's one of my favorites to watch. There's a handful of guys. Brian Holtzman.
Brian Holtzman's hilarious.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he's unreal.
Explain Brian Holtzman to people listening. If you haven't, there's very little of him online, but if you're in LA and you want to see an explosive show, Brian Holtzman for sure. Have you seen people freak out on Brian?
Oh yeah, there's like a historic story about Brian Holtzman when Casey Anthony, I think, drowned her kids. Like that night, I think.
Yeah.
She drowned her kids. Like that night, he went out on stage and he opened with like, "Oh, so I heard there were bad kids." Like, I don't know.
They sat too close to the TV.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's some wild. That's a thing too. There's always that element of chaos. You could be walking in the hallway and see some of the most interesting people doing the coolest shit.
Yeah. Yeah, the place is crazy. I think I'm gonna quit comedy though. I'm over it, dude.
And do what?
Right?
Do what?
Funny. I remember I was telling my friend, I'm like, dude, honestly, if I'm not making a living in comedy, I'm gonna fucking quit. And then I thought to myself for a second, I'm like, wait, but then if I quit comedy, what am I doing? Going to work a job?
Yeah.
I can't quit comedy. Like the whole reason I do
You're
comedy
deep.
is to not work a job. But then if I quit comedy, I just do something I hate more.
Yes.
Actually, I mean, I love comedy, but like, you know what I mean?
It's exhausting.
Yeah, I don't have a choice. I'm either gonna it's like I'm gonna
It's self-induced mob.
There's 3 options. I make it and I have an amazing life, and there's that option. There's the option that I don't make it, and then I'm a fucking 45-year-old open micer, fucking
That's
piece
me.
of shit. Nah, dude, you've had a career and you have a career, and you're funny, but like, you know what I mean? Like the people that just like are pathetic. You know?
Sad Kate, like old.
I'll play the guitar
mules.
for a month.
Oh,
You know, and there's
fuck
that.
those guys.
Or option 3, which is more likely than option 2, less likely than it's the least likely option. So I mean, basically, I either make it or blow my brains out in like
Perfect. That's great.
In like 3 years.
That's great. But you've been doing some other stuff. You at the apartment.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I like
Some acting, writing.
I mean, for some reason I feel like I'm constantly like acting like on like a bunch of bullshit. Like I'm constantly like shooting something. I don't know. Like I mean, thing is, I'm not worried. I'm fully confident. I was on the treadmill yesterday and I was listening to Sia and I was getting real pumped up. And
Listen
like
to Seal.
Sia, the
What's this?
Australian singer. She's really really talented.
Is she pretty?
I don't think no one knows what she looks like.
Oh.
She's one of those like never show your face
Really?
kind of people. And I was listening to her, and I was on the treadmill, and I got all pumped up, and I finally started making the connection. I'm like, I can do anything I want. I'm like, I quit drinking, I quit smoking, I can accomplish anything. It was very like I got like manic for a second.
My buddy listens to the Rocky soundtrack for that.
Yeah, dude. But I don't know. I genuinely believe in myself, I guess.
Believe in yourself. Isn't that the name of Sam Tripoli's comedy album? Believe in yourself.
Maybe. I don't know. Do you think people are gonna think I sounded like a douchebag on this podcast? Because I feel like I did.
No.
I started.
People listening to this podcast are my douchebags.
Oh, okay, that's good.
There's all kinds
Do you
of
think I
riffraff.
sound like a Hollywood douchebag? Because like I started journaling recently, and like at the end of the night, I just write down any thought that comes to my head, like unedited. I just write it down on a paper, and I'll write it down for 3 pages. And then I went back and I was like reading some of it, and literally the only thing
you sound like
I
an
wrote,
asshole.
The only thing I wrote down is how badly I want to make it. Oh, just in several different ways, trying to like inspire. That's it. That's the only thing that crossed my mind. Can I talk about like I don't know, like
Yeah, but you're not into
Like-
sports.
that's true. I hate sports.
You know what I mean?
I'm into
I
like
hate sports
doing
too.
myself. Like I like traveling a little bit, and then like I don't know. I like looking at myself as like this product, right? It's just whatever product. If I wasn't doing
Abby
comedy,
Incorporated.
if I wasn't doing comedy, I'd be trying to build like I don't know, like build a cool bike or some shit, right? Or like build a sweet
Creative.
car, right? And so it's something creative like that. So it's like with comedy, I like to look at. And that's why it gets exhausting because you're looking at yourself and you're like, what am I going to do to this? I want to add this and I want to create this and I want to be this fucking cool shredded dude and I want to be like, and you just think about yourself and in the image of yourself that you want people to see and just like the type of person you want to be, you know?
Yeah, I've been called, being in, especially we were talking about girlfriends earlier and stuff. Like, why are you always looking at yourself? I go, when I'm looking at myself, I don't look at it as me.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at it as something I'm building, I'm working on.
Dude, that's
it's
so-
my house.
That's
my
so,
house.
I've never actually been able to articulate it that way.
Yeah, I'm building something, and it just so happens it's around me.
Yeah, exactly. Have you lost a lot of exes that way through comedy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of them.
Oh, yeah.
All of them. That.
All of them because comedy?
Yeah, some of them, I was an asshole, and
Uh-huh.
but not in the last, decade or so, I would say. It is, I like having a girlfriend and bringing her out to, some special events and nice
Yeah, that's
things.
nice, right?
But when it becomes a power struggle between you're going out again to do an open mic,
It's like this just isn't like this isn't me going fishing. This is
Yeah,
me,
we're not
this
a
is-
double act.
This is my life. It's like, who was it? I think Hormos actually. So I think Hormos told me explained it to a girlfriend of his one time. He's like, we can be in a relationship and it'll work as long as you accept that like you're number two.
Yeah.
If you accept that, and it'll be great, and I'll love you, and you'll be like super important to me. But it's like you couldn't possibly be more important, unless we get married or something.
Yes.
Like if you're my wife, then you're number one, you're my family, all that shit. But it's like, if you're my girlfriend, then
Yeah, you can't
are number
compete.
two because if we're looking at this realistically, you're gonna be one of.
That's an
you're
honest
gonna be
statement.
One of many. Yeah.
And number two, it doesn't mean that there's another woman.
Yeah.
It's just I got this muse that I have to pet,
Yeah.
or I'll kill myself.
Yeah. But if you want-
And do you want a dead boyfriend in the
Yeah.
basement? Because you'll do it as a comedian, and you say you get to the point of suicide,
Uh-huh.
and you're a comic. You're not doing half. You're gonna make it. It's gonna be creative.
Uh-huh.
How would you do it?
I'll kill myself.
Yes, this is what I've been trying to get to this question. How would you kill yourself?
I would, so I'd find a ledge that's 3 feet high.
Oh,
3 feet high.
3 foot
and
high
I'd
ledge.
stand I'd stand on like a really tall picnic table, and then I'd go, I'm gonna fucking kill myself, and then everyone's gonna be like, dude, what are you talking about?
Whatever,
you're
yeah.
3 feet high, and then I'm like, dude, I'm gonna do it, and they're like, yeah, right, fucking do it, and they think I'm joking, right? And I jump up as high as I can, and I do like a gainer, and I just land perfectly on my head, so I kill myself jumping off the 3 foot ledge.
on the back of your
Yeah,
neck.
and then everything just goes whack, and then
But once if you just end with a heavy spine
it would
injury,
be so funny because it would be hilarious because people are gonna be like, whoa, I didn't know that was even possible to kill yourself jumping off a 3 foot ledge.
that's a lot more simplistic than mine. I would spend months planning, but I'm thinking something with a wood chipper
Yeah.
and a public school
Or you could
left here.
you know what would actually be kind of a fun way to do it is you take out like
At Toys R Us?
just a bunch of big loans from as many big gangsters as you can. And just have as like a,
And just have them do it?
just have a good fucking time, and then just have them just kill you, and then whatever, you know. At least just have some fucking fun, and then maybe while you're doing it, you'll realize you want to win.
Oh, straight.
Like, remember, did you hear that story about that guy who was going to kill himself? So he went down to Mexico and then did cocaine and banged hookers for like a week, and then decided that life was worth living. I'd try something like that first. You know.
What, you go on a holiday to kill, you wouldn't even do it?
Yeah. Only around comedians can you joke about killing yourself every single day.
Yeah, because we think about it every single day.
I joke about it every. There's not a day I haven't made jokes about
suicide.
I'm gonna kill myself today. There hasn't been one day I haven't, and no, like it's just like, yeah, that's funny. And no one cares.
That's the other end of the. I'm assuming the comedy and tragedy masks. Suicide would be on the tragedy end of things.
Yeah.
And the comedy would be the stand-up.
The tragedy would be suicide, and just like really
incurable
tacky
diseases,
jokes.
Yeah.
The mental illness in comedy.
It's rampant.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you're gonna kill yourself, can you Snapchat it to me?
Oh yeah, I definitely Snapchat.
Are you on Snapchat?
Yeah, I'm on Snapchat.
Can you add me?
Oh, I added you. I've seen your shit many a times, dude. I told you what me and Ari do, right? Every time I see a girl on her Snapchat,
yeah, you asked me that.
I go, you got to follow this comedian Jason Rouse. He's the funniest guy on Snapchat. And they go, really? What does he do? Like, well, he does some like funny like panda stuff, but like overall, he's like the most creative guy on Snapchat.
Yeah.
And then they add you, and then they see shit fly from your asshole.
There's a lot of shit in me. It flies out.
I honestly don't know how you do it. It's insane. I don't know how you
Add
do
me
it.
on Snapchat. Jason Rouse 666 on Snapchat. And where can people get a hold of you, Abby?
Hit me up on Instagram. I need Instagram followers. Add me at ABBYROBERGE. And then that's pretty much anything. Just ABBYROBERGE. You can find me on, I don't know, any form of anything.
And you're down at Harvell's pretty regularly in Long Beach?
Yeah, I go there pretty regularly. Comedy Store, Harvell's, Laugh Factory, open mics, lots of open mics. Go on the road a little bit, get up wherever I can,
Fantastic. Well, if I don't see you next little while, I'll see you on Canada Day at some point at the store.
I'll be there.
Thanks for being on the show, Abby.
Thanks for having me.
Can I give you some gas money?
No, you're good.
Thank you.
No worries. I think that was pretty fun.
Yeah, man.
I hope I didn't
Not at
plow
all.
over you, because I normally don't talk ever, and sometimes it just all spews out at once.
Don't kiss me on the mouth. Don't ask if you're hurting me. And if you hear the safe word, stop what you're doing immediately. Do you have pantyhose?